Greetings guys, hey, a warm welcome to you all from wherever you are viewing this video. I hope you are all safe and well and looking forward to the month of October for 2020. We do still have quite some strong planetary alignments going on, although some of the big stuff has been and gone. But one of the main issues at the moment is Mars is in retrograde, and this will be the case until November the 14th. So we will see tempestuous energies, and a lot of that affects relationships, and this can be at the collective, the intercommunity, and your own personal sphere as well. Some of the other things in October is Pluto stations direct in Capricorn, Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th of October, or it stations retrograde. There's a new moon in Libra on the 16th of October, and of course the Sun enters Scorpio on the 22nd of October, so that's of course your birthday time zone coming into the energy field. So happy birthday for all of you who will be celebrating your birthdays in October, and of course November as well. We also have on the 31st Halloween, which is also another area in the year that, you know, really precursors some unusual energy flow around the planet. It's one of the messages that is coming in is for everyone to nourish the soul rather than the ego over this turbulent time, if you like, of when Mars is very, very active, and of course some of the other planetary alignments are also playing a role in things that are going on. Now, I did do some intuitive work for you before I start your reading, and these are the messages you got. The first one was a rebirth is assured. Now, I find that really interesting because of all things Scorpio, you guys are the sign of death, birth, and rebirth. So, and of course, this is your birthday month coming up, and you get this really intense message. A rebirth is assured. So for some of you, there could be like a lifting of pain or a lifting of a situation that has been tethering you down, or an opening or a clearance or an expansion. The rebirth could even be a rebirth of something that has been in the past and it is being reinitiated again. We would assume or hope that it will be a rebirth of a positive thing, and perhaps this might be because you have cleared any negative energies around it, or you've cleared trauma or emotional debris that might have been associated with something that is being rebirthed. Your other message was be here now, and as if you're possibly up and away somewhere else, as if you're contemplating or your energies aren't tied into being in the present moment. So I think for you guys, being present and being in the moment for October and November could be really relevant, could be helpful. You might find that you gain more clarity of situations if you're in the moment and if you're grounded. But when I say grounded, there's a degree here of the word fly that came in. It's almost like you are going to fly as well. So I feel that a lot of you might be doing cerebral work, or you might be doing astral work. You might be flying with intentions or ideas or action or activity. It could be that something in your life is going to move very, very quickly, and it will be as if it is flying along at a fast pace. So those were the messages that arrived for you guys. Let's get into the actual reading now. I'll start with these cards here, which is a full tarot deck. It is an chakra energy deck, so it deals with the chakra points and the color system as well. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see, all of these jumped out, so we won't use them all, I don't think, but this is for Scorpio for October 2020. One more shuffle. That's nice to get one out. Okay, the Eight of Cups, and that is leaving something behind, walking away from something that you may have invested a lot of time and energy into, and feeling as though this is just the time to leave. Now, I always look at the Eight of Cups exactly as this card is depicting. You see her moving forward into the future. In the traditional tarot, she has her back to us and is moving into the future, looking downcast. This one portrays a much more strong appearance, and given too that it has the reddy orange exterior around the card, which is the sacral and the base chakra area. This could be affecting you in ways of your home, a career, job, family, soul or soul tribe, or just feeling connected and your roots. Now, it may be that you need to activate this area of your body. Some of you might be regaining strength after a situation that may have caused a little degree of weakness one way or another, and this could have been affecting you through emotionally and through a relationship situation. That is often what this card does portray, just being ready to be strong enough to move away from something that you know no longer suits you. And I have said for some time that the 20s, the new decade of the 20s, is going to reshape destiny on this planet and reshape mankind, and in particular through some of the technological advances, the AI type advances, and of course now we can add to that, along with climate change and things such as the big V, the virus. So we are on a really strong path of change as humanity and as a civilization, which affects us all. So your next card is the Seven of Coins, or the Seven of Pentacles. This card can often mean that there can be a little bit of a delay in timing around a sort of a success point. It also refers to the fact that you showing good dividends or appreciation or knowledge in a skill set that you have, which may be around how you earn your money, invest your money, or your career itself. This card is traditionally shown in a field of where a farmer is perhaps tending his crops and they are beginning to show the signs of reaping the rewards of harvest. So it does tend to have a little bit of a timing aspect to it, in as much that something that you may have been doing or planning on is still coming to fruition, it is still happening, so keep going and don't give up. It's a good strong card of strength, determination. It shows your abilities and your skills as well, and it can be associated with money and career and jobs, but it generally bodes quite well in terms of dividends or payouts, or where you have been accruing money. What else is in here for Scorpio? The Tower card, which makes sense when we add it to this Eight of Coins. This is about walking away, and this is too the Tower. The Tower can happen again a little bit suddenly, as if we may not have wanted it or we may not have expected it, and oftentimes this is associated with emotions or relationships. Now, I have seen this turn up at work or in somebody's career when a big change can take place there. Sometimes co-workers can be fired or decide to leave, or a boss might up and leave, or there might be arguments or discourse at work because of personalities, or somebody claims that this isn't being done properly or that's not being handled appropriately, and you get this kind of clash of personalities which can create a fallout. It can also happen within families or within your own personal relationships. The Tower isn't necessarily something to be frightened of, but it will shake and rattle things around. There's nothing more certain than that. So often the Tower comes when we are needing to face change and make changes. And this card is making changes and walking away from something that was not balanced. And this card is about something being not grounded properly, not structured safely, and out of balance as well. It's going to depend for you individually where this card is pulling itself up from and where it is showing in your life. If we see the yellow border around it, that also tells us that that's the solar plexus area of the body, and that is about self-worth and self-strength, and also trusting your gut information or your gut intuition. So some of you may find you are regaining inner strength that allows you to walk away from something that has been unbalanced or unfair. And again, this could be in a personal relationship or within a community or in a career situation too. to me it feels as though you're gaining strength and realigning things that need to be made positive, or that you want to see more positivity coming into your life. What else is in here for Scorpio? It wouldn't surprise me that this is a fairly intense reading, because I often find around the birthday energy portal there is intensity that happens, because that was when we chose to come into this world. Yeah, Five of Swords fits again the Eight of Cups and the Tower type energy. So the Five of Swords can often be a disagreement, and it can be a verbal disagreement, like people actually arguing physically, which the Tower can also be emanating those energies as well. The Five of Swords is usually, once again, it's about you wanting to be heard, and other people haven't been listening, or they haven't respected what you want to say or how you feel about a situation. So I'm thinking, you Scorpios, you're like getting some sort of really strong energy, and you're saying, no, this is me, this is my time, you listen to what I want. So this one is all about communication, because it's a Swords card. When this pops up, there can be arguments. So the card says to you, if you'd rather keep it calm and collected and sensible, be careful how you say things to people, and be careful what you say. These two people here are often depicted as walking away forever. So there is a possibility here that people in your life are going to be leaving, and they could be leaving for a very long time or forever. And these three cards are pointing quite firmly to that. But I get the feeling that you're not going to be that heartbroken about them leaving. If it's a scenario like a family member, and you've felt either, you're sad about a situation that has occurred and there's been a falling out and you wish it could be healed, these combination of cards are not pointing to that happening. But remember, this is just one way to view the situation. Given the information at hand, you can choose to make this go in a different direction. You could choose to not have an altercation or an argument and have a massive falling out and walk away. You know that that's got the propensity to happen in the month, so you can turn it around and try and have dialogue that is positive to both parties, and to sit and listen to what the other people have to say as well, and to try and find a remedial middle path where everyone can find some satisfaction. But it's up to you. I get the feeling that for a lot of you, you feel as if you haven't been listened to enough, as if you've reached the final door and you're about to open it and walk through, and you may not be coming back. Okay. It's not bad news, so don't think this is like, a downer or anything. It's not. This is reality, actually. In 2020, there's a lot of people changing their opinions and their directions of what they want and where they're going and who they trust and who they don't like anymore. So it is just a reality of life, and we are in a year full of very feisty, turbulent emotions, and it's a year of intense change. So roll with it, Don't be afraid of change, and don't be afraid of making sure that your needs are being taken care of in a positive way. This is for Scorpio. The Six of Cups is actually about, quite often, going back in time, going back to childhood memories, sometimes visiting family members or school reunions, or catching up with people from the past. I sometimes link this card into familial DNA health issues that you might be made aware of. You might find out that a great aunt died of a certain disease that runs through the family, and you might decide to start looking into it to see if you've got it, or if you can find a good, healthy way of living that enables you to be free of any familial health diseases. And I'm thinking things here like heart attacks, cancer, thyroid problems, arthritis. They're all linked into family situations, and they're often passed down through the generations, and that's how these ill health things can continue on. The other aspect of this card is it can be that an ex-lover turns up on the scene and you might be contemplating hooking up with this person or wanting to clear any negativity that may have been there in the past as well, because this is a year of karmic return, and we will see people who have been in a relationship with us karmically come back into our lives, and it may be for clearing at the soul level, but it may also be for reinstigating at the physical level. One more card from here for Scorpio. Oh dear, I guess that was it. Oh nice, the Ace of Swords. Well, the Ace of Swords can turn up when something like a divorce is imminent. It's a card of success and new beginnings, but at the cost of something else. And again, we're seeing this orange. This is the sacral area. This is the creative part of the body, but also the base chakra area. So I'm feeling this strength coming through for you guys. Some of you may find that you receive contracts or documents or papers to be signed at this time. Now, these could be things like a divorce paper or a legal proceeding to go through. It could be that you've sold a business or dissolved a business. It could be that you're starting a business after a lengthy time of negotiations or systems being put in place. There are many different things that this ace can mean, but usually it means there has been something going on in the background that may have been going on for a long time to bring this final throw of the whole project into place and see it come to light and action. So it's a good card, but it also designates new beginnings as well. So let's put these ones up here in the background, and the next deck of cards that we are using for you are the Energy Oracle deck. So this is for Scorpio. What is surrounding them for October? The third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, and this of course is the solar plexus area, and this is where you gain this inner strength. And that's what I've been saying all along. I feel as if some of you are stepping up to the plate and reclaiming power that may have been vortexed or sucked out or had a stop put on it, either by yourself being in a bit of fear or anxiety or lack of self-confidence, or it might have been put in place by others who have held you down or stopped you or prevented you from something. So really enjoy this beautiful energy of Archangel Chamuel, that he is helping to increase this power within your body and your personal auric field again. Now you can also help yourself by wearing yellow, eating yellow foods, strengthening the core part of your body, such as the stomach and the abdomen through there. Chamuel is also one of the angels designated to the realm of love and love relationships. So call upon him if you want that attended to in the month of October as well. The Garden and the Gate. This is again about newfound freedom and the ability to have the emotional strength to walk through the gate and take the steps towards freedom. At the moment, the girl is in a little bit of trepidation. She's anxious about what is out there. She can't see necessarily what's going on, but she has the key to the gate around her neck. So she holds the answers and she holds the key. It's just a matter of gaining that self-strength again and understanding that you have the power from within to take strength of your life and head in a new direction if that is what you want. Again, this can be in any aspect of your life. It could be health, it could be finances, money, relationships, anything. Yin-yang is bringing balance into your life, which is always a good thing. Attachment could be very much like the Tower card. Contract, anxiety, and finally victory. So there is victory coming for you guys. Now victory can also be success in somewhere like an exam or like a promotion within a job, being selected for something. So being the person who is chosen over and above others, or having been acknowledged for your success one way or another. That's generally what the victory card means. So that's a great one to get. But I'm going to come back to these three because they're all quite tied up together. Now, this word anxiety, if you note, these are 3 females. They all look very similar. Now, she's looking quite worried and anxious and pondering about something. She can't see what it is. She's got a little bit more strength and self-control. And this one is gazing into another dimension, pondering from a thought perspective, you know, oh my gosh, I can't possibly do without this. She is locked and tethered to this post and the darkness and the gloominess. So these 3 feel as though they're really connected, and it's about not having had your inner strength, or not having found a freedom, or not flying somewhere. You've been grounded with this. Now the contract card, and it's also about balance, because we have the scales, and the yin yang card came out just before it, reminding you to bring balance into everything and to diligently apply balance. And if you do, a contract may well be successful. Now this contract could be in the physical realm, such as a job application, the purchase of a home, a divorce proceedings, a business that you're setting up, or buying something. It could be one of those contracts. But for me, more often than not, this is a soul contract. Now when we're tied into soul contracts, and if we have been tied into them in a way that is not productive, has been draining us and dragging us down and making us feel in attachment, just like this card, draining us down and not giving us the freedom we want, then these contracts are the ones that you want to be rid of in life. And this year is a time where contracts can be signed off at the soul level, at the cosmic level, if the work has been done and put into them. So for some of you, there's definitely an availability here to be freed up of something that has held you down and kept you in a state of this kind of greeny, stagnant area. It really is this could be a remarkable time of movement and of change and of growth and of freedom and of being able to fly for you guys. Some of you, it has been soul journey work that has gone on for many, many millennia and many lifetimes. These attachments are quite often when we betroth ourselves in a soul contract to a person, and we come back to experience the same person in this lifetime. And it may not be the same type of relationship. In a previous relationship, you may have been lovers, for instance, and in this relationship, you might be a boss and an employee, or you might be a mother and a child, or a father and a child. But the attachment is very strong, and it can be negative attachment energies. So the contract, I feel for some of you, it's allowed to be finished, to be broken, to be completed at some level. And that's also where the Ace of Swords is coming into play. It's like, boom, yes, you've signed off for something at a deep personal soul level. So there's 2 threads going through this reading. One of them is at the physical and the here and now, and could be quite obvious, in such as signing up legal contracts and documents for jobs or properties or businesses. And this could be just general anxiety about life, or about a contract you are making and a bit worried about it. But to always remember to be in the positive and not focus on fear or worries. This attachment could just be a relationship that is just a current one in the here and now, and it's advising you to let the attachment go because it's not serving you. It could also be attachment to something like a house or a business or money or a system or something like that, but they're advising you to let it go, and we've seen plenty of that here. So I think a powerful reading in many ways for you guys, Scorpio. Now what we will do for the last card of the reading is to take one from this chakra deck. This is for Scorpio. What message is most important for them to hear at this point for October? I'm thinking it's this one. Desires, number 12. Goals, passion, craving and fulfillment, which we've just talked about a little bit with the attachment. But this card is more positive in terms of the desires that we may have. So we will just find the book and read to you from the book. I mean, desires are part of being human and part of being here in the physical body. The small desires and simple pleasures in life can be satisfying on some levels, but this card is about assessing your deepest desire, the core inspiration of your spirit, why you are truly here. Your soul is urging you to journey to the center of your being and answer its call. Sometimes our deep desires are those we have carried with us since childhood in different forms. Sometimes they are discovered along the way. Have you always wanted to be an artist or a teacher, to build your own home or become a monk or travel the world or become a musician? What makes you passionate in life? What makes you excited? What makes you laugh? Think of a time when you were truly happy, content, or excited and inspired to live more fully. What elements came together to fulfill your soul's desire then? The truth is that we almost always get what we ask for. We just don't always ask for what we truly, deeply want. It's time to find what really makes you happy and joyous, not just what others expect of you or what you have been conditioned to think will fulfill you, but what you really, truly want. Look at what is currently in your life. See this as an expression of what you have asked for in the past. Is it making you happy or just feeding superficial gratification? It's time to walk in the direction of your true desire. If you could be, do, or create anything in this lifetime, what would it be? You don't have to see the whole pathway. Just take the first step in faith and the next will reveal itself. Absolutely anything is achievable if your heart is the driving force. And I think back to the card we had in here with the girl at the gate, and it's about taking the first step and not being afraid. Of course we can't all see the whole pathway of our journeys, and of course sometimes it's easier to sit behind the fence and just enjoy the offerings at hand, but inevitably for most of us that's not the whole journey. The journey is far vaster and greater. It offers so much more integration and learning and awareness and awe than what we are currently experiencing. And you guys are getting the message to hop on board that train, open that door and start walking in the direction of what you really truly want in life. So there you are, Scorpios, a really good reading for you for your birthday month. And of course we've got November as well for your birthday month coming up after this. I trust that you are all inspired to, take action and fly and enjoy the whole rebirth that some of you are going through indeed. Thank you for joining the video, for subbing the channel, for hitting the like button. Listen to your moon and rising signs as well, because they may be just as interesting. And if you see over here at the top end of the video, you might have noticed something a little bit intriguing looking. That is my new quantum healing device, the Healy. Some of you may have heard a little bit about it. I can highly recommend it for many different aspects of bringing wholeness and healthiness and creativity into our lives. You can purchase a Healy yourself, but I offer it as a part of a healing facility and a tool to use in the modern day life. So thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful month ahead with October, and I'll see you all for November. Namaste.